What is environmental protection in IHL conflict? Imagine a war where the natural world is protected just as much as the people involved. That's what environmental protection in international humanitarian law is all about. When countries go to war, it's not just civilians and soldiers who suffer. The environment can also be severely damaged, causing long-lasting harm. International humanitarian law, which includes the Geneva Conventions and the laws of armed conflict, sets rules to prevent this kind of damage. These rules aim to make sure that military actions do not cause unnecessary harm to nature. Environmental protection under these laws involves making sure that military operations are carried out with care for the environment. For example, armies are expected to avoid methods of warfare that could cause widespread, long-term damage. This means not using weapons or tactics that could destroy forests, pollute water sources, or harm wildlife in ways that last 4 years. The laws also requiring that parties to a conflict respect and follow these rules. Countries are encouraged to create their own laws to make sure their military personnel understand and follow environmental protections. In practice, this means that military planners must think about the environment when preparing for conflict. They need to avoid actions that could cause unnecessary environmental harm. For example, destroying a dam might flood a large area, harming both the environment and civilians living nearby. Instead, military operations should aim to minimize damage and protect natural resources as much as possible. There is also a growing recognition that environmental protection should extend beyond borders. If a conflict in one country causes pollution or destruction that affects neighboring countries, it can create regional problems. So, international law encourages states to prevent activities that could harm other nations' environments during conflicts. Protecting the environment is closely linked to protecting civilians. The natural environment is considered a civilian object because it supports people's health, food, and water. When the environment is damaged, civilians often suffer the most. Long-term damage to water supplies or farmland can make it hard for communities to recover after a conflict ends. In short, environmental protection in armed conflict is about making sure that war does not cause unnecessary and lasting harm to nature. It involves specific rules to guide military actions and encourages countries to act responsibly. By doing so, international humanitarian law helps protect both the environment and the people who depend on it, promoting a more sustainable approach to conflict and peace.